we're about to give you 7 things you can do right now to change your mood.
For advice on how to live a life of purpose and fulfillment with a twist of humor, subscribe to the Glenn and Aaron Show.
So this episode is chock full of just real quick and easy ways that you can instantly change your mood. Even this morning, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I got terrible sleep, and I just was like, I don't want to start my day this way. There's gotta be a way to change it.
I prefer to start in pudding.
In pudding?
In a bowl of pudding.
Tell me more about this.
I draw a bath,
Yep.
but it's not water. It's
Pudding.
just pudding. It's a delicious way to start your day.
Yeah, I said we had 7 things, but I guess
8.
pudding baths.
Pudding bath.
Being the first one. These are 7 ways that you can instantly change your mood around. Number 1 is smiling. Now the science around this is that when you smile, even though you're not feeling like smiling, your brain recognizes what your face is doing, and the happiness receptors that typically go along with a true smile start to generate even with a fake one.
It creates a chemical response in your brain.
Yeah.
And you can even do this in a very simple way. If you don't feel like smiling, or if it's an awkward thing to do while you're at work or something, you can just put a pencil in between your teeth. And the actual movement of your teeth and your face like that will do the same trick.
Because smiling at work would look dumb, but having a pencil in your teeth at work,
looks
no
really
one's
cool.
gonna doubt that. What would you do if a coworker came around and you had a pencil in your?
You're like, hey, nobody smiles at work. You're at work. Get that smile off your face. Number 2 is meditation and body scanning. If you're having a bad day and you want to step out of that and you want to step into a better day, you just take a minute, head off to, if you've got a place you can just kind of hide away for a minute, or sometimes I'll just go to my car and I'll set a timer and I will just meditate. I'll practice breathing and get myself to just relax, and I'll take a mental inventory of my body to see if there's any muscles that are tensing up. Maybe more often than not, there's some tension in my forehead, my neck, my shoulders, and I'll breathe into it and just relax. And you can use a simple meditation where you're just counting your breaths, and you can imagine something like warm flowing light just coming into your body with each breath, and you can exhale out the negativity. Number 3 is focused breathing, and you can practice this while meditating or not. If you feel like you're getting anxious or you're a little tense, you can slow down your breathing, or just make sure you actually are breathing. Oftentimes, if you're excited about something, or you're upset, or you're nervous, chances are you're not breathing much. I happen to notice sometimes if I feel a little panicky, I've actually stopped breathing altogether. And so I'll have to think about it and be aware of my breathing. Take a deep breath. And what you can do with breathing is, a lot of times you tell somebody to take a deep breath and they go, but that's a mistake, because your shoulders are tensing up and your lungs have no power to actually take in a full breath. Your lungs are just these very thin tissue sacs that really can't fill up on their own. You need your diaphragm. So you take a diaphragmatic breath. And how that is done is, imagine you are filling up your belly, your abdomen, like a big balloon. So when you breathe, you draw the air further down. And then you blow it out slowly. And then you can get a much more fuller lung full of breath.
That's very educational.
On the other end of the spectrum, let's say you are feeling your energy wane, or you're feeling maybe a little down, a little sad, or just a little tired.
A little heartbroken.
Maybe a little forlorn.
A little sleepy.
Maybe a little bashful. Doc. Dopey even. And so what you can do is something called the fire breath technique. It's a bunch of short, sharp inhalations and a burst of exhalation. And you do it through your nose and then out through your lungs. It goes like this. And it looks ridiculous, but you do it a few times. And what it does is it increases your heart rate and just gives you a quick burst of energy.
I practice the dragon breath technique in the morning when I first wake up.
Oh, yeah, it's dragon
what
breath.
I've been told, yeah. For when it comes to breathing, again, I was looking for that quick and simple way. I notice that when I get anxious, I'm breathing faster. And so I want to slow down my breathing. And so I just count to 5. And with each count, I just have a longer breath in and a longer breath out. And by the end of that 5 seconds, I'm breathing in a much less anxious way.
Also, you can count to 5 and then try to go to 6 the next time, 7, 8, making each.
Whoa, what? Are you talking about like more than 10? Are you talking more than 20? We're talking 30?
I can do like 40.
You talking like 50 breaths? Number 4 is visualization. The brain is fascinating, and what we have been finding out from science is that imagining a thing happening has the same positive reactions in our brain as if it actually happened. So when you take the time to remember a favorite memory of yours that has, personal significance, or even if you just imagine and visualize an experience that you want to experience, when you take the time to feel like, what would I be smelling, what would I be seeing, what would I be hearing, and really step into that, your brain registers it as a real event. And so one of the studies that I read is about weightlifters. And they found that weightlifters who lifted physical weights versus those who just imagined lifting physical weights, those who just imagined were still able to gain muscle and strength purely from imagining the activity of lifting weights.
Yeah, the brain has difficulty distinguishing a lot of different things from reality. That's why, when you're watching like a horror movie, your pulse quickens and you find yourself gripping your chair and you're on the edge of the seat. Your brain and your body register that as real, which is why in some ways it's actually important for your whole mental mindset to be mindful of what kind of diet you're taking in, what your thoughts are, what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to. It all affects your brain, it all affects your mood. One of the things that the brain does that's really fascinating to me as a musician is imagine, okay, I'm gonna clap like this. And that sound has already passed. Now think in your brain what that sound sounded like in your head. What's happening in your brain is exactly the same as the moment when you actually heard it. Your brain is still triggering all the same things from the original sound, which is why somebody like Beethoven, when deaf, was able to do something as amazing as hear the scores and the music that he was composing, though he was deaf. Number 5 is practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most effective ways of changing your mood, of changing the way you feel. It is one of the biggest keys to happiness. People who practice something as simple as stating 3 things each day that they are grateful for have reported being much happier than most average people.
They've pointed it and they've been like, I'm much happier than that guy.
I'm happier than this guy who isn't thankful for anything. He didn't even say thank you when I opened the door for him.
Look at that guy.
Freaking guy.
I'm happier than you.
You're not as happy as I am.
I'm just upset that you didn't say gratitude can change your attitude.
Oh, that's a great platitude. So if you're having a bad day and you're complaining about maybe bad traffic or something that happened, maybe your kids made you late for work or something, just stop right there and just immediately think of 3 things, maybe about the things that are making you upset. Like, I'm glad I'm with my kids. I'm glad my car worked today. I'm glad I have a job. Just something simple to just quickly turn it around.
I remember getting over an illness, and I remember being grateful for it because there's so many days where, those days where you can like breathe through both nostrils that you take for granted.
Okay.
Have you ever had that experience?
Yeah.
And when I have a cold, I'm like, man, I took double nostril breathing for granted for so long. I can't wait to breathe through both nostrils.
I'm gonna snort so many lines.
But it's true. Like, double nostril breathing is the best. And when you only have one to choose from, you're just like, oh my God, how did I not appreciate this every day?
That is the weirdest thing to be grateful for.
I was, though. I was like, man, being sick, there are so many days where I have had nothing wrong with me and I took it for granted. I want to appreciate that. Number 6 is prayer.
Number 7 is living on a prayer.
Give it a shot.
I know for myself, praying to God and being able to take these burdens that I have and being able to understand that I'm not always in control and to believe that there is a more powerful being that has my best interest in mind and that I can trust him with my future, a lot of times does a great deal to relieve anxiety.
Yeah, you realize that you don't have to shoulder the burden because there's somebody who is greater and more knowledgeable that can just take it and it just frees you up.
Absolutely. So, whatever that is for you, prayer is a great opportunity to change your mood. Number 7 is send an encouraging text. So, sometimes what we need to do when we are not feeling our best is take our focus off of ourselves and think about others. When you take the time to care about others' needs, it's amazing how much your own sadness or anger is alleviated. And so Our challenge with this one is to simply take 60 seconds and send a text to a family or a friend and just encourage them or say something amazing about who they are.
And if you want to take it a step further, one of the most enjoyable activities I ever took on was, as a challenge, I wrote an actual letter to somebody and just told them about, what they did and what it meant to me in my life, a way in which they had helped me out. And I just said thank you for, these things that they have done for me. And
It was your girlfriend in 6th grade and she made out with you.
we held hands. Thank you for holding hands in front of the jocks. I felt
While
so
watching
cool.
Dumb and Dumber was very beautiful to me. The French kiss was nice.
Thank you for buying the popcorn. I was broke that week. My parents
will-
had not given me my allowance yet.
I will pay you back. It was beautiful the way I did not have to pay for it though.
Please find enclosed the check for $4.99 for Dippin' Dots and popcorn.
Here's an IOU for the Starburst that I did take.
Say hi to your mom for me. So I wrote them a letter thanking them for, the way in which they had encouraged me in the past, things like that. And I actually mailed it to them. That's a fun thing to do.
It's real fun.
Yeah.
Here's the way you put the postage on and put it in the mailbox.
You get a stamp. You don't even have to lick the stamps anymore.
Right.
You just stick them on with their
Right.
stickers.
Wow. Wowie wow wow.
Technology.
Wow. Man, good times. So here's our review. First one was smiling. Second one was doing a body scan through meditation. Third one is breathing. The fourth one is visual. I can't say it.
Visualization.
Visualization. Thank you. The fifth one was expressing gratitude. The sixth one was prayer. And the last, the seventh one was sending an encouraging text.
So in the comments below, choose one of these 7, maybe choose 3 or 4, but at least one. And type below what you're gonna do, which challenge you're gonna take on.
As always, make sure to subscribe to our channel if you have not yet. Please like this video, as well as share it with your friends. Again, we're trying to grow our community and allow others to be as encouraged as hopefully you are today.
You wanna get real kooky? You put some jeans on, you cut some holes, and you show up at the house and you're like, hey, boo! You can pull a gun. You scare him a little bit. You're not gonna hurt him, just for fun. For kicks. Here's the letter. Boo! I got a gun.
A ghost with a gun. It's real.
That's the ultimate scare.
You're right, it's true.